How's it going, guys? So today we're going to do a what to look for in buying a BMW E83 X3. And as these cars are becoming more affordable on the market, people are picking them up a lot more often, but on the trade-off of that, they're also picking them up with more miles and more abused shape. This particular example is very nice, been very well taken care of, and it's kind of hard to come by on an entry-level BMW SUV. Usually they're used and abused and thrown away. As you can see, this one does have the plastic bumpers on it, so this is the pre-facelift. And I believe it was 07, mid-06 or 07, they facelifted it. They had a little bit different lights, a little bit different styling. The bumpers and the side skirts were all painted and all that business. And they also changed over from the M54 to the N52 engine. So the first things to look for in buying these, the very first thing is whenever you drive it, does it have any noise? These have issues with the rear diff bearings making noise. They have issues with the drive shaft U-joints going out and the carrier bearing. That'll be more of a clicking noise and you're going very slow. And they also have issues with the transfer case actuator gear that is plastic. It'll actually strip out in the transfer case and make a clicking noise as the transfer case tries to engage or disengage. So you're going to want to get inside, you're going to want to start it up. There's a few things you want to check. Let's go over that right now. A few things are, to start with, the A-pillars. These these do carry over the E46 peeling A-pillar problem. You can see his are peeling just slightly down here in the very corner, but they're not bad yet. The next thing is the plastic or the rubberized coating. Similar to a Volkswagen, they have issues with that peeling off around here. Also, the console has a tendency to peel. This has a few little scratches, but remarkably good for the age of the car. And also the steering wheel. You can see here on a steering wheel, there's a little bit rubbed off on the bottom and around the buttons. And a lot of these actually have problems with the steering wheel stitching and rubbing through, but luckily he doesn't have any of those issues. All right, next up is the pano sunroof. The pano sunroof. Nathan's advice on that, somebody that's had a lot of those and has worked on a ton of them, don't use it. Your best defense against the pano sunroof devastation, which is when you raise it when it's freezing outside, or sometimes just when it's sunny outside, it'll bust the arms off and it won't close. That is a extremely costly fix. That is something that you don't even want to have to deal with. Even a regular sunroof, even the older or newer stuff, in my opinion, those are, use it as least as possible. Never ever use it in freezing weather. And the next thing is wet carpet. These share the same BMW issues that every other BMW has. The sunroof drains could be stopped up and they could pop off where they mount to the sunroof on the front and the rear, and they'll leak down and leak in the carpet in the back. Now he has rubber floor mats in here, so if you have the same, we'll go ahead and pull that up. He actually has the factory down below it too. And see if it actually does feel a little bit damp. So it could be the sunroof. If somebody's done the window regulators and they have not resealed the door cards behind the door panels, that could also leak. And his feels pretty good. It could be from cleaning the carpets way back when, hard telling. You can see a little better what I'm talking about the plastic coating wearing on the console there. However, you could fix that easily. A lot of guys repaint that stuff. You could buy the rubberized aerosol coating. You could redo that all yourself. Other than that, they do share some of the same issues with it. I think it's more or less the inner door handles on these that like to snap off and break the plastic where it hooks onto the cable that runs down. If you're careful with it, same with the outside door handles. And in freezing weather, especially if you operate it carefully, you're probably not going to have too much problem with that, but that's pretty inexpensive to fix. With eBay and Amazon now, you can buy door handles for almost anything, even pre-painted, for little or no money. The next thing is going to be the front control arms. So that includes ball joints, and usually come in a kit with tie rods and sway bar links. When you're driving the car and you're hitting bumps, you're running over bumps, is there a clunking noise in the front when you turn sharply, stop, and turn back, does it clunk? Those are all potential problems with the front control arms. Front control arms on a BMW last about 100,000 miles. Depends on how it's been driven. If you live in a city that has terrible roads, you might only get 50,000 miles out of them. They are rubber mounted, so the rubber mounts, the bushings like to tear, and like anything else, the ball joints also like to fail. Next thing is, get it started up. At cold start, is it stumbling? Is it having issues? And is there a check engine light on? And even worse than check engine light, is there an airbag light on? Is there the ABS light on, which is probably the worst of them all? If so, if you guys are looking at BMWs, you need to bring at least a generic scanner with you, or a scanner good enough to scan airbags and ABS modules. Okay, so next up is going to be the engine. M54, you guys have watched my videos before. If you have, you know all about the M54 engine. This is the older style, the double Vanos. This engine is dramatically cheaper to buy parts for, but it tends to have more issues. It's more finicky is a better example for that. On these, you have problems with the cracked valve covers. It'll drip on the exhaust and it'll smell inside the cabin. The disvalve, if you don't know how to fix any of this stuff, this could all be a lot of money. If you know how to fix it, it's not a lot of money at all. This shares the same problem as the N52, the newer engine, with the oil filter housing having issues. The N54 needs the Vanos rebuilt. Every so often those seals get dried out in there. No matter which engine you have, the boot that goes down to the throttle body, you have to check that. Those have a tendency to crack on no matter what engine it is. And the N52, as you've seen on my E90 videos, we had to do a camshaft. Pre-2008, they had camshaft issues with the exhaust side, and the engine would tick and have all kinds of issues like that, and check engine lights. If you have to do anything with camshafts, obviously you have to retime it. That takes special tools, no matter if you have the old or new engine. On the N52, the newer style engine, you have pretty expensive sensors. You have the eccentric shaft sensor. The newer style engine actually has, to some degree, more parts than this one. They also have disavowals, depends on what year it is, and those can be very expensive to replace or work on. And then, just like any other BMW, no matter what the make or model, you're going to be looking for coolant leaks, any kind of oil leaks. You're going to see if it has a skid plate up underneath it on the bottom, and you can see this one does. You can't see through the ground, so that's going to hold in any kind of oil or coolant leaks where you may not realize there's a problem until it's too late. And also beware on the newer engine, on the N52, the water pump is electric, and it could be, if you don't know where to buy one at, they could be extraordinarily expensive, like to the tune of $1,000+. With the thermostat, some couple hoses and the pump on those, if you take it to a shop, it could get you into a couple $1,000s in a heartbeat. These older engines, if you know how to do it yourself, the water pump's like $40 for OEM. Super inexpensive. You can't buy it at the dealer for that price, or the auto parts store. You have to get it from Amazon or eBay, but you can't buy the OEM Bear Hella or even a Gates, or something legitimate. So that's gonna be it, guys. There is probably 100 more things to look for on these cars. Just like any BMW, everything has its issues. Overall, the X3s can be a very good car, but you almost need to know how to do a little mechanical work yourself and work on it. That's it, guys. That's all for today's video. You have a good day, and we'll see you later. Also, don't forget to check out my new Amazon affiliate store for all your BMW parts. You just click on any video. Let's move you guys. And then here in the description, there's a link to it. And that opens up my Amazon affiliate storefront. You can buy all kinds of BMW and other parts in there. Thanks for watching, guys.